All right, hey everybody, my name's Corey, sometimes known as Pops, and I'm starting a gardening channel. I'm not sure why, other than I do like plants a little bit. I don't know much about them, but we have some extra space out here. As a day job, I resell things, and recently I've started dividing up some of my house plants and figured out that they actually do sell well on Marketplace. So we have quite a few different plants out here, and we're bringing in even more, and I figured we'd just expand that side of the operation. And I'll let you guys jump in and go with us on the journey. So today I took a bunch of cuttings off of one of our weeping willow trees out there, and I'm gonna go plant a bunch of them along a tree row just to get them ready. Maybe next year they'll be big enough to actually pot up and sell, so I'll take you with me on that journey. All right, you can see some of them here I seeded out in water. A few of these I potted because I actually want to turn them into, I guess, small bonsai tree type attempts for the house. Let's see, we've got an arborvitae, I guess, green giant type. It's basically a shade tree that grows evergreen. It grows really tall and skinny. We've got a blueberry plant and a forsythia. And over here we have a rhododendron. Those are all going here on the property. Those are for us. None of those are copyrighted or patented. We had to look them up just to make sure, but those ones we will actually divide out a little bit next year and start some of those. We'll see how big they get this summer. Maybe this fall we'll actually take cuttings and do some propagation of those. But for now, we've actually got a drill here, and I've grabbed a little auger bit. All right, so we've got our drill bit here, in the auger in the drill. I think I'll leave these here for now. I'll show you what we got out here. I don't know how the sound's gonna be. It's kind of windy out here today, but we'll see how it goes. So we've got a bunch of sapling cuttings. This is all, most of it's pretty much new growth from last year off our weeping willow tree. I just cut a bunch of them about the height of a 5-gallon bucket. Those buckets are about halfway full of water. Now they haven't started rooting yet or anything, but I also don't want them to sit in there and rot. Kind of show you the tree we cut those off of out here. This is our very neglected garden space that we didn't use last year, and it just overgrew with weeds. I think I'm going to take the fence down on that this year and reclaim it. That's the rest of our cuttings from the willow tree. A lot of whips in there. I don't think I'm going to take them. I think we're going to have more than enough weeping willow to get through for a few years. But that's the tree, and that tree is 3 years old now, probably just over 20 foot tall. It's got a good thick trunk on it. So we pruned it up a little because I was sick of getting hit in the head with the branches when I mowed back here. And that's kind of what started this little adventure, I guess. So I've got some cleaning up to do, but I think we're gonna plant those. I think we're gonna plant those all along that evergreen row right there. They get plenty of sunshine there, and it's kind of a low spot, so they get plenty of water. And I think we're going to leave them in there for this season and go pull them up all next season. So, all right, guys, so I think that's about it. I'm going to go grab the buckets and my drill. I'm going to go ahead and just start plugging these things in quick. All right, so attempt one. Ground's a little too wet and hard, and this drill and auger is a little too weak, and it just ain't gonna get the job done. So I'm gonna have to figure out something else, put some holes in for these plugs, or for the willow saplings cuttings, and we'll look into that. And I'll be back. All right, we got a little beefier drill, bigger battery, the same auger. This time it seems to be working okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get to it again. I don't think we even made a dent in those buckets. We probably have 300 cuttings left in there. We planted 20 of them. The drill started getting a little hot, so I cut it off there. I think I'm going to find a different way to dig these holes, and I'll come back later and fill in that row. I'd like to get at least 100 of these in the ground for next year. It's kind of a sink or swim operation here. I'm not going to give them a ton of attention. They're willows. They're either going to root or not. I'm going to water them in for about the first week here. After that, they're just on their own. We'll see what happens. So we'll keep you updated. All right, guys. I know I shouldn't be this winded, but I'm old and I'm fat. And that was more work than it looked like. But as long as the drill is kind of pooping out on me and I got to take a break here to get some other method figured out, I figured I'd take you on a quick tour here and at least show you some of the plants we could be working with this year. It is a little windy, so if the sound is horrible, you have to forgive me on that, but I'll try my best to keep you out of it. Let's see. So first we have this absolutely terrible rose bush with some garbage in it that I gotta go clean up. And this thing blooms out yellow roses, and it's in horrible shape, and it's been neglected since we've lived here. So I'm gonna be cleaning that one up this year. I'll see if I can't get some cuttings off of that. I did pull up a couple of these that were shooting up onto the porch. They got roots on them and everything here. We may try and save them. I'm not sure yet. Those are going to take a heck of a long pot. Those are some big roots, and I don't know how much of those I can cut off or if they'll even grow again. Let's see. Now, we had a big storm come through South Dakota here. They called it a derecho or something. It knocked down a good section of our trees. I mean, it knocked a lot of trees down. You can probably see, like back there, there's a ton of damage in that shelter belt. There's as many standing as there are down, and that's no exception over here. But this tree here is kind of a big lilac bush that survived it, and we'll probably try and get some, what do they call them, suckers that fall on the ground and grow on their own. We'll probably dig those up, try and get some of those going this year. Now, I believe, if I'm in the correct spot, and I think I am, this is a mulberry tree, and that thing drops berries pretty much every year. It fills right up. So we'll probably see if there's anything we could do as far as getting some of that going. Let's see, across the road here, I don't know if you can see them. They're also in terrible shape. It's a whole bunch of red dogwood, and we could take a bunch of those off. Those, I'm not sure. You'll have to let me know. Can you propagate red dogwood? I've never tried. I'm sure I can look it up on Google. We'll find out tonight. See, this is more lilac. This is a different color lilac. You see how bad these trees are. Like, they just got mauled in the wind. Some of these we probably shouldn't even be walking under. Probably most of these we probably shouldn't be walking under. You can see how some of these are just, I've got to get the chainsaw out. Let's see. I think it got pretty well destroyed. But this is an old plum tree in here. See all the trees down, just took them right out by the roots, even up in the shelter belt. There's a couple back there. So I think what we'll do, we'll wait for those to leaf out a little bit. We'll see what's alive and what's dead in there. But there's an awful lot around here to start some plant sales going as far as getting some cuttings or getting some plants. Here's these dogwood. And some of them are in really bad shape. They really need trimmed, and now's the time to do it. It's April 11th today, and things are just starting to catch buds on some stuff. These bud a little bit later, so they're a little bit slow. That's probably why they're here. They fit me. And there's other trees growing in there that shouldn't be. And then I have no idea what those evergreens are that are all the way along here. Might have to look into those, see if that's something that can be propagated and what they are. My arm gets tired holding this camera, but I want to take you guys with me, so You see those started rotting off and just breaking right down at the root. Some of the dead branches. Yeah, there's a couple different kinds of evergreen in here. Then there's these that are more bluish. This is probably like a blue spruce or something. I don't know. I'm just making that up. The road's a little noisy out there. So we're sitting on just about 10 acres here, but there is a highway at the end of it, and they do get pretty noisy. Let's see. All right. I think I killed the camera trying to switch hands. So all the way along here, these bulb plants come up. And they get really tall up here with like a really big orange flower on them. They don't survive the wind very well, but they come back every single year all the way along here. I know my wife Teresa, she knows what those are. I'll have to ask her. We'll see what she says. Here I've got a tub here that I'm getting ready to do some arborvitaes. Is that what they call them? Big evergreen trees grow straight up like 20 foot tall, real skinny. I'm getting ready to do some cuttings in that. And those are some old goat stock tanks that I pulled over here to mix dirt in. And gets the old blue here. Little baby tractor, but she does the job. All right. So we usually have chickens in this barn. That's our chicken coop. We had some raccoons and coyotes come along, and I think they pretty much wiped out the chickens. We don't have any left. But this is our compost pile here. We'll clean out the chicken coop. And they scratch it and turn it all the time, and it keeps it pretty well down. So it's almost always just dirt in there. But it's really high in nitrogen, so we'd have to mix it with something else. I know we looked into what kind of trees these were once, and I'm not sure anymore. Again, I'll have to ask Teresa. But they do get all in this area too. Also gets all these vines that I got to cut out every year because they're just crazy. And they get little berries on them. Now, I don't know if it matters, but if you're trying to help identify these, we're in zone 4. This is South Dakota. I have no idea what those are. I know I pulled a bunch of vines out of this tree grove the year we moved here and wrestled with it for half a day in a t-shirt, and I found out it was poison ivy, so I'm a little leery on vines now. Let's see. Now there's other trees we haven't even got into. There's other shrubs and plants around here, and we have some other flowers growing in different spots. But for now, I think that's the grand tour. So hopefully the wind wasn't too bad. We will let you guys go, and maybe we'll catch another video on here. We'll see how this channel goes. Thanks for watching, guys.